Hey everyone, I am Siri, and in this video I will be explaining how to make a simple CRUD application with a user interface and a connection to a database. I have made a scheduler application which implements the CRUD functionalities where users can simply add, view, update and delete tasks through a simple UI. Here I have used Streamlit, which is an open source application framework in Python. We can use it to create web applications in a very short time. It's mainly used for data engineering and it's compatible with Python libraries such as pandas. If you're further interested in Streamlit, make sure to check out the documentation where everything is explained in detail in an easy manner. I recommend to go through it while you're implementing your project. I have used SQLite 3 library to implement standard SQL functionality in Python. Here I can make a connection to a database easily, create tables and execute standard SQL queries. I have also used pandas to display the table neatly. Please note that you do not have to follow what I have used. Go ahead with anything that you are comfortable with. Moving on to the app, as you can see, using Streamlit, you can create this stylish UI in just a few simple steps. I have a menu here with the 4 CRUD operations. The first one being add is used to add a new task to the to-do list. This task is added along with the status of progress and a due date of completion. Once this information is filled, we can click on the add task button. As we can see, the task reading has been added successfully. In order to check this, we can move on to the second operation, that is the read operation. Here we can see that reading has been included in the to-do list. We can also see a pie chart where we can visualize the status of all our tasks. This pie chart has been created using Plotly. Now we will try and implement the third operation of updating a task. Here we can first check all the current tasks and then choose the task that we want to update. We can change any or all of the fields and then click on update task in order to update it. We can check the updated data table to check if it has been updated. Finally, the last operation of CRUD, that's the delete operation. Once again, we can see the current tasks and then choose to delete the one that we do not require. We can then proceed to the updated data table once we click on the delete task button to check if it has been deleted. Onto the code. This is the database.py file where the connection to the database data.db has been established. We know that every database consists of tables, which in turn consists of fields or columns. We will see the implementation of this in the codebase. In class, we have learned basic SQL queries. Here, I will implement a few of them using SQLite 3 in the terminal. In the first example, we can view all the data stored in the data.db file. In the second example, we will see only the tasks stored in the file. In the third example, we can see the contents of a particular task, that's groceries. In order to implement queries such as the ones that I just showed, I have created multiple functions in this file, that is the database.py file. We have the create table function which creates a table called tasks table. This table has 3 columns: task, task status and task due date. If you can recollect, we saw this on the app. Task to do, status and due date. Once the table is created, we can perform the 4 operations as discussed. In the case where a user chooses to add a task, they will see a subheader named create a task. Coming to the create operation, for the Streamlit functionality, we have 2 columns, column 1 and column 2. In column 1, we define a text area for the task to do, and any input in the box will be stored in the variable task. In column 2, we define a select box with the following list of options under status and a date input to select a date from the calendar. We call the add data function and pass the above variables, which then executes an SQL query of inserting the user input into the created table. This function is called after the user clicks the add task button so that the task is added into the database. Moving on to the read operation, we get the contents from the database using the view all data function. Here we can see that we have executed a standard SQL query and stored it in the result variable. To display it neatly, we use pandas. I have also used plotly to display the pie chart as we can see. The Streamlit functions are self-explanatory, and if you have any queries, you can mail me. Next, we have the update function. Here we create a list and store the column names by getting them from the view only tasks function, where, as we can see, we are executing a SQL query. We then make a select box with the list of tasks, and on selecting a particular task using the get task function, we fill the respective fields with the corresponding values. Then we perform the same steps as the create function. On clicking the update task button, we call the edit task data function and insert our new values in the table. We can see the following update query which performs the updation of records. If the update was successful, we will receive a confirmation about the same. Finally, we have the delete operation. Here, we follow similar steps from the previously discussed operations. We select a particular task to delete from the list, and we send this task to the delete data function, where the delete query is executed. That's it for the CRUD application. If you have any queries, here are my details. Thank you for listening.